Welcome back to episode 5 from the No Wonder server. I'm HoriZen. In the last episode, we finally made the villager breeder so everyone on the server now has access to villagers. That means today, I need to put a building around it. We can't be having eyesores over here. I also may want to start working on some bridges and paths to make everything in the town nice and connected. So let's head over to town now and see what's up. Oh, I see the chicken farm has a nice little roof on it now.
That's not the chicken farm anymore.
This is, oh, you're right. I mistook the chicken farm location for being the chicken farm. That's my, oh. There are chests here.
I think this,
is this a storage area?
I think this might be a new storage area if you're into it.
Ooh, yeah, this is fun. And this is where we do yoga over here?
No, I just ran out of wood.
What is this? Oh my gosh, it's a chicken. It's like a submerged chicken?
I did not intend it to be,
this is
and
cool.
then I just kind of like took off at one point.
Heck yeah. Oh my god, that's so many feathers. That's great. There's something so sinister about seeing these like penned away chickens. This chicken will probably have to remain uncooked until we have the super smelter set up.
Oh yeah, of course.
We could even, depending on where it's built, maybe we can funnel this all over directly to a super smelter. Or we can go to the super smelter and it can be like your delivery window for a KFC or Popeyes. You push a button, you get fried chicken delivered. I also love that the chicken oracle tower is right here, not to be confused with the chicken building that's right there.
Yep.
It's just Chicken Central over here.
They're very different establishments.
Yeah.
See, my idea was that the chicken, I changed the location with the idea that the chicken oracle, like, location should be overseeing the chicken.
Yeah, see, I'm not sure exactly what's up with the design here. Is that going to be like the beak on the front facing out into the jungle here?
I think he has 2 towers planned.
Oh, so that'll be a little like
like
connection?
Yeah, I think that's like supposed to.
So he's done like one
around.
half of it. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, that makes sense.
So question, are you cool? Are you cool with this being the storage area? Because I did this on a gamble.
Yeah. I mean, long term, I guess we'll see how things like pan out in terms of like needs and if we eventually like go into more like isolated storage sections.
Oh yeah,
but
but for now,
no,
like,
I mean we needed. I mean this place was so temp, like literally just a row of chests that we kept adding to. It'll be nice to clear that space out. This is a fun build that Tank has started over here. We were overdue for having a more established place to store all of our things instead of just in that never-ending wall of floating chests. So it's nice to have somewhere we can actually go and meet up, and we can make this a fun little like location where we hang out and maybe make some interactive elements of this place. We do have a rule on this server that we are all allowed to build on each other's builds and make edits, and if we think we have an idea or an improvement, we're allowed to do it. I like that this area is slightly elevated from the rest of the grounds where you access the chests. It's almost like a nice little walkway that goes through. What I want to see if we can do is if on these 2 jutouts, have them be a little more rounded here. So it makes this section a nice little round circle right in the middle of this cool space, especially once the roof is done. It's gonna have this nice little like congregating sort of feel. And we can watch the sunset. Can you throw scaffolding?
Actually.
Yeah!
Yep.
That couldn't have been better timing. Man, I feel like every day the sun keeps setting. What a pain.
I love just standing. Hold on, just give it a second.
Oh yeah, oh, that's a very pretty orange sky. Aren't you enjoying the view of this horizon right now, Cantanker?
Oh wow, that was woo!
Look at this horizon, huh?
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
it's so pretty.
Give this man some food.
And ta-da! Huh? See? All that stupid storage is gone. Nice and clean. Look at this beautiful view. All this space for activities now. That's right, we've moved everything into the storage building. Yeah, woo! Formerly the chicken farm, now the storage building. While I was messing with the floor inside, Cantanker and I collabed and just finished up this whole thing. He came up with this awesome floor plan, the whole design of the building, finished the roof, got everything finished. And then inside, as you saw I was starting, we changed up some of the floors, so I made that rounded platform I was thinking about. I added some white down here to create a little separation from these stairs and the back wall, just so you could really see the detail and have the strong foundation of the deep slate tiles. I added in a fog glass effect, that's pretty popular, with some redstone lamps at the bottom. So now when it's nighttime, those lights will come on and create a soft little decorative glow inside of this building. And as you can see, we have all the storage, all the silly things that we're gonna need for 4 of us to find everything we need to find at any given time. I'm sure we will still have issues, because that's the nature of this stuff, but it's definitely an improvement compared to what we had going on out here. That nonsense. You know, I just told you all of these features, but I left out the best part. Our garbage can. As you know, we've had a big chicken problem going on lately. All the eggs we're finding laying around. It's like sand in your shoes. It's like no matter what you do, it's just there. So we needed a way to get rid of all these stupid chicken eggs. So as you see, yeah, our temporary storage, it's like, what do you do when you have these things falling into your inventory? So finally, we got our garbage chute installed. I'll have to come back. See, there's so much garbage, I can't even hold on to all of it. Right here on our nice little back porch with a fishing dock, we have our nice little garbage chute. And it's like magic, I swear. I don't even know how this works. You just put in your stuff, and then all the garbage disappears. It's like it was never even there. It's like it's out of sight, out of mind, right? I feel like we're really helping the environment with this. Yeah, let's just get rid of these last few. Yep. And now we're totally clean. Those eggs are not a problem for us anymore. Like I can finally breathe again. And now that we have all this space over here, I'm really in the mood to do some pathing, roads, and I think this diagonal bridge as well to connect us to this side of the jungle. I really enjoy doing roads and connecting buildings, so it'll be fun to come up with a little design for this area, and then we can all fill in the spaces around it, and it'll make it really easy to decide what types of buildings we want to put into which areas. So let's go gather the supplies we need and give it a go. Ooh, looks like we have some new friends for Quincy. Yeah! I saw a blue one. Where's the other one? There you are. Come on, you're part of the gang now. Ooh, hungry boy. Follow me! Ooh, another parrot? Yes, we got a little crew going now. I mean, I'm just now realizing I have all these parrot friends, and I have an eye patch. Is this becoming my pirate arc? I'm not mad about it. I'm the Snow White of men with eye patches. I don't know, maybe I need to change my skin. What do you think? Oh my god. What is this traffic jam? This is a disgrace. Someone should really do something about this. Anyway.
Did you get all these parrots?
Yeah, dude, I was out looking for dandelions and all of a sudden there were 3 parrots right there.
You're like, seed.
Yeah, I was sitting there, I was being like, oh my god, I have an eye patch and all these parrots are coming up to me. Like, I'm in my pirate arc. Okay, what's up with these horses?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to figure out what we want to do with them, right? Yeah, there's a donkey as well. I think Lando brought these over near the village. So I do have a mod on that lets me see the stats of the horses.
Oh, look at you.
Yes.
I want to go fast.
So this one is healthy, but it is very slow. and it is a bad jumper. Maybe the worst jumper on the server. Don't let him hear, but he's a piece of garbage.
Can we name him Molasses?
Oh my gosh, no wait. This one is an even worse jumper. He might not be getting out of this hole.
Oh, Molasses.
He literally can't get out of the hole. This guy grabbed the worst horses.
It happens.
They're both exceptionally poor jumpers. Cantanker.
Yeah.
Question. If they were really bad horses and then they like disappeared out of nowhere, what do you think the ramifications of that would be?
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, we can disappear them or we can hide them underneath the cows.
I think we should hide these horses. Here, I can't be seen riding this untalented stallion.
This untalented poor guy.
You're not even a horse.
You're not even a wow.
I say nay to you.
Oh wow, look at you.
I say nay. I'm sorry to say you're gonna have to come with me, okay? It's nothing you did. It's not your fault you're terrible horses. It's Lando's fault. Come on, you two, we're almost to your new home. Look, here it is. Isn't this a beautiful field for you to play in? I promise, you're gonna love it in this field. Okay, bye-bye, enjoy the field. If Lando asks, we saw nothing. Now that this bridge is all done, I want to take a little bit of time to take up these path blocks and go for something that has a few more variations in it, a few more textures and color. I'd like the idea of expanding these crops to fill out this kind of arc here. It's here naturally from how we've been playing, so that'll be fun to complement that and keep that here. Whenever I work on roads that have this older, more textured and dated look, I prefer to start with the main foundation of the road, where the hardest stone materials will be towards the center and show a little bit of wear and tear. So not just one clean block of cobble. I like to mix in some, we might have a little bit of cobble like this that forms the strongest part of the road. You notice it the most, it's the most prominent block, but then the andesite adds in that little bit of lighter texture to it. Something that just makes it feel a little bit more worn down, and then you go to the gravel for the occasional spruce in of even more detail. A little bit of gravel. Then we can have a little bit of mossy cobble for these sort of tighter spaces. We don't want to go right up against. I like to leave a little bit of a little bit of space before the crops here. A block like this does a lot of work for helping us transition into more of this field. Then I'm thinking maybe a tree or some bushes in this space. So when you come over the bridge here, it's a nice little something to round off this area, sit over the crops over here. Doesn't seem like there's much of anything else that could go here that would have any sort of real impact. So something low profile like bushes, or we can go all in with the tree. Now that we've got some basic roads laid out with the core stone blocks that'll make up the majority of the road, I want to pepper some of the outsides, kind of like right here, with a little coarse dirt, a little packed mud, some occasional mossy cobble, or mossy stone bricks where it makes sense. Anything where it feels like it's not a clean cut, there's no sidewalks over here, so the grass would kind of bleed in after a long time. And since this area is very farmy and early game, we want it to have more of a dated look to it. Probably just try a little bit of not a perfect line, but here and there, just pepper in some blocks. Now that we've made some progress on the foundation and roadway of this little area, I want to get started on, finally, the villager breeder factory. So as you can see, I've started to lay out some basic stone brick arrangements for where I'll have certain areas pop out further, where the more obvious, columns are going to be. And we'll have this little jut out here covered where the actual villagers pull out and then come out the back. So this is going to be a pretty large building, especially compared to the rest of the area we have so far. But we're eventually going to build at this scale anyway, so this is just starting to get an idea of what the scale of the town could be in the long term. Why don't we get this thing started and see how it comes out? Can we get a little catchy montage music, please? Well, here it is, my first proper building on the server. I'm really happy with how it came out. I don't usually build these sort of factory style here that are very brick heavy, but when I was thinking about what building to put around this villager breeder, this is what came to mind. Actually, this aesthetic here, which is mostly brick with a lot of deep black trims, was inspired by some buildings that I found in Chicago the last time I was there. I'll throw those up on the screen now so you can see a picture I took. It's almost like a modern industrial sort of look. Yeah, but anyway, you'll see on top here, I went with the dark black stained glass with some gray concrete powder behind it to give a little bit of texture. I messed around with black wool and some lighter blocks, but ultimately this was the closest I got to the sort of deep, dark window frame look that I was seeing in a lot of reference photos. I decided not to replicate it on the first floor here. I think because those second floor windows are totally decorative, you can really get away with it. But down here, I thought it was nice to be able to peer inside a little bit. Maybe we'll add something in the future, but for now, that's what I wanted to try. I'm really happy with the way the sides came out. So I used a lot of details with the brick walls. So you'll see here we have the full block with the wall in between. And then even on this side here, I triggered a block in the back at the top of this line of walls so that it would pop out and create even more of a gentle curve as we get into this area here. And I did that on both sides. So when you go up, there's, even though it's a flat brick wall, I wanted to add as much depth as possible in this transition here. And then, again, bringing in the deep black accents throughout. I thought these were really nice accent spots to bring in that color. This is something I've tried in the past that is more appropriate with light source blocks. And in the past, I've used the yellow frog lights as a way to show, like, there is light at a distance, and it looks like there's a light on in the window. Since I don't have that, I opted to layer in some glass. So I went with yellow stained glass behind white stained glass to try and pull in some of that look. So it gives a bit of an illusion like there's some life in that window. And if it doesn't read as light, at least it looks pretty nice. On this backside here, I went with a similar look to the top area. Again, we had the little black accent wall with the light that's on up top. And I used the brick walls on both sides, actually, to round out this thing a little bit. I experimented with stairs on the bottom, but then it was feeling too much of a small window, and it was taking away from the impact of that. So even though stairs would have made it more round technically, I think this looks better than the alternative. And then obviously we have this little building, this almost shed extension of the factory to cover the pool where the villagers come when they're ready to be brought on their way. Again, I used the walls with the full blocks to create a sort of pillared look, continued the dark roof around the back, and then I added these acacia trapdoors here just to show almost like it's a little vent, a little bit of air getting out. And then here we use spruce trapdoors to create the look of an open door. Almost, I like this look here when you kind of overlap them so that it looks like it's open at a bit of an angle as opposed to just straight. I still need to figure out what to do right here because right now, there's light sources and mobs aren't supposed to get in, but I need to do a little something to actually prevent them. I might do the berry bush trick where you put berry bushes under carpets and then it prevents mobs from getting in because they think it's like a drop off or they'll get hurt. We just got to find some berry bushes to pull that off. And then around the back, this is obviously where we'll have the mine carts come up, grab a villager, and then they'll be brought around this protected cage up here through this column and then drop down here. Obviously, I could have just had them brought out right here and gone very direct. But, I wanted to add a little bit of life to this place. A big factory like this would always have things going on in the back. And in the future, we're definitely going to add more detail here, not just barrels and appliance blocks. But we'll do more work on the shore. There might ultimately be a working dock here where we can ship villagers out easily onto a boat if we need to transport them elsewhere on the server. And we can probably connect that dock all along here to what we have going on at the storage building with this dock. Oh yeah, we also did this little detail up here with the stone brick walls on top of these pillars. I just thought that was a nice way to cap these things instead of just ending on brick or having them disappear into the roof. It gives a little more grandeur to the building. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. It was nice to work off a very basic inspiration picture and then just adapt it to the scale and the kind of shape I wanted. But that'll do it for today. Please leave a comment if you like this building or if you have a suggestion to make it better. Maybe a little detail on the sides or in the back we can do to bring this place to life and make it feel like it's a properly used factory. Please like and subscribe and get ready for episode 6 when we take the next step in developing this town. Until then, I have a fun fact. Did you know growing up I was the fastest kid in my class? Watch. Why am I so out of breath already? Woo-wee! I am not the runner I used to be. Wait, was that fastest runner or fastest reader?